In this video, we are going to learn how to solve quadratic equations using factorization method. Okay, for us to solve any given quadratic equation by factorization method is simple. First, let's define each term in the quadratic equation. Observe the coefficient of x squared is called a. So a is equal to 7. B is the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x is what? 10. And c is the constant, which is the last term, and is equals to what? 3. Okay? But before we factorize quadratic equation, where the leading coefficient of the x variable, which is x squared, is more than 1. Here we have 7. All we have to do is to multiply the a and c. Okay, that is the coefficient of x squared and the last term 3 or c. Okay, so when you multiply 7 times 3, you get it as what? 21. So recall that to factorize, when we call factors of numbers, we are trying to get those things or those numbers that can divide the desired number without any remainder. So for instance, if you are talking about factors of 4, these are numbers that can divide 4 without any remainder. You have it as 1, 2, and 4. So these are the factors of 4. So to solve quadratic equation by factorization, we just have to factor the quadratic equation into two terms. Okay? So what we're going to do here is that we think of two numbers that multiplies themselves, and there must be factors of 21 to get 21. The numbers must be whole numbers, but if you add them together, you get the middle term, 10. So let's check. When you multiply plus 21 by 1, you can see that you get what? 21, which is desired here. But once you add plus 21 to 1, you are getting 22, which is not the middle term. When you multiply minus 7 by minus 3, you get it to be plus 21. Minus 7 times 3 is 21, but minus 7 plus 3 is what? Minus 10. And it doesn't satisfy for the middle term, so we won't use it. Okay? Then, when you multiply plus 7 to plus 3, you got 21, and if you add them together, you have 10. And this is the most desired factor, which is 3 and 7. So what we are going to do is that we are going to expand the middle term, 10x, to be in form of 3 and 7. So here we have 7x squared plus this 7 comes in, 7x, then plus 3x, this 3x into the factors, then plus 3 is equal to 0. Nothing changed because 7x plus 3x is what? 10x. Recall the reason for this is to suggest the middle term. So we now group this into two factors, now. Observe in 7x squared plus 7x as the first group, 7x is common. So if you factor 7x, you are left with x here. You have x plus 1. 7x times x is 7x squared. 7x times 1 is 7x. Then here, 3 is common. Then plus 3, you are left with x plus 1, and it's equals to 0. Recall, in any of your factorization, you should make sure that the two middle terms and the factors are the same. So you can now use this and this to form a unit bracket. You have it to be 7x plus 3 into x plus 1. You pick one of them and it's equals to 0. Observe, whenever you are multiplying two terms and the solution becomes 0, this means that one of the terms is 0 or both of them are zeros. So that means 7x plus 3 is equal to 0, or x plus 1 is equals to 0. Here you have 7x plus 3. 7x is equal to minus 3. To get the value of x, you just have to divide through by the coefficient of x. You observe that 7 will cross out, that x is equals to minus 3 over 7. Then for the other one, x plus 1 is equals to 0. If minus 1 crosses, if 1 crosses the equality sign, it becomes what? Negative. You can see that x is equals to minus 1. So these are the two possible solutions for x. Bye-bye.